Sorry. Hey everybody, it's Isha, and welcome to our segment on the laughable idea of an American independence. Today we have sources in Charleston, Massachusetts, where the Battle of Bunker Hill is taking place as we speak. From what's in so far, surprisingly, the Americans seem to be doing rather well on Breed's Hill this morning with ammunition to point at us, the British. Now, it may seem silly that they even dream of beating us, with us having the advantage on land and sea, but we have a reporter on the scene surveying the entire war as we speak.
Hi, Isha. The outcome is looking good, but I'm afraid to admit that General William Howe's military tactics aren't working as well as we thought it would. Over here we have General William Howe, who will answer some of our questions about the battle. Hello, General. Oh, hello. Thank you for answering some of our questions.
My pleasure. Anything for the crown.
So, how dare do the Americans point their weapons at us?
Well, I believe that as soon as the Americans saw our army, they would retreat once they saw the power of the British army.
Get away from me! Cut! Alright, we should be safe. So, General, if you were to change anything about the following war, what would you change?
So, as I was saying, I put those 28 barges of British soldiers up the hill, and those darn Americans started shooting at us when we were 15 paces away. And some of our men died immediately, while others ran away. Those soldiers will be punished very badly.
So, what happened on the second wave?
Well, the second wave wasn't wasn't any better than the first one. I wish we took the easy way and surrounded them with the Navy. That would have been an easy win. I sent a second wave up the hill thinking that the Americans were weakened, but this was not the case. It was a repeat of the first wave. The American soldiers slaughtered.
We're back! Sorry, our cameraman died. But, I didn't really like him anyway. So, what are your future plans for the following attacks?
Well, I'm sure that the Americans have no more ammunition, so my plan is to have a third wave go up onto the hill and finally finish those damned Americans.
Let's see what's happening now. Oh no, this doesn't look good for the Americans. Back to you, Isha.
Thank you, Pooja. Coming up, to give us some more insight on the finale of this battle, an interview with Lieutenant J. Waller of the 1st Royal Marine Battalion. Meanwhile, let's review some safety tips in case you find yourself being attacked by a mob with feathers or pitchforks, as you just witnessed.
Hello, colonies. I'm sure you're thankful for the break from those stuffy British and are ready for some quality stir-fry words from Madaming and Wang Wei.
Oh shoot, you weren't supposed to hear that. We played the wrong intro again. Sorry, we're currently in our temporary place as our permanent place is being searched by redcoats. Anyway, here's some actual news. It is currently June 17, 1775, and in the second major battle of what we are calling the American Revolution, there are about 1,500 American militiamen on top of Breed's Hill. They have set up fortifications there after news came that the British were going to send troops to occupy the hills surrounding Boston. It seems as if we Americans are holding strong, and as of now, the British have retreated twice already. Here's Eliza Ahmad with updates from the scene.
Sir! Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me what happened here? Here, let's go here. Come here. Sit down. So, what can you tell me about the number of casualties?
Well, we ran out of ammunition. We were already pretty short, but we only had very little, and when Colonel Prescott told us to not fire until we saw the white of their eyes, that happened pretty fast. And then the British, they came and they took over Breed's Hill by the third wave.
So, do you consider today a win?
No, there's so many dead Americans. Every man from my town is dead.
I'm sorry.
The British, it was really annoying because the British shouldn't have stormed us like that. It was very dishonorable. We were running away and they just stabbed us in the backs like those cowards.
So would you say you hate the British?
Definitely. We are not gonna, this battle, even though it wasn't a victory for us, we're not gonna stop. Look, I really gotta go. I have a family at home and I'm the only guy left, so gotta go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you heard it firsthand. Back to Hoyan for some more updates and a follow-up on Colonel Prescott.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, sorry about the background noise. My daughter is playing piano in the background.
So, there seems to be about 200 dead on the British side, with over 800 injured. On the Americans, there are significantly less casualties. My sources tell me that about 400 Americans were killed or injured, mostly during the third time the British charged up the hill. The British have reclaimed Breed's Hill and the Charleston Peninsula, but the battle seems to have turned the tide slowly in America's favor. We have made a significant dent in the Redcoat forces today, and 2 or 3 battles like this, and soon we might be part of a new country. Next up, our interview with Colonel Prescott, and a new development on a man who is accused of teaching a monkey how to smuggle goods. Remember, you can send in a letter for a chance to play our game. Are you a Virginian or a New Englander? Stay tuned, folks. We still have more for you.
Sorry, viewers. It seems our rowdy patriots still can't figure out that they need to pay for the stuff they use, and they can't just keep taking ours and expecting us to go with it. Well, coming to the conclusion of this battle so far, in the 2,300 soldiers that have fought, 1,054 were either killed or injured. My fellow newscasters and I ask that you take a moment to honor these soldiers. All right, well, now we will go on to an earlier scheduled interview with Lieutenant J. Waller, 1st Royal Marine Battalion. Take it away, Pusha.
Thanks, Isha. I can't imagine what it's like to deal with those pesky rebels. So here we are with Lieutenant J. Waller at a local tavern. Hi.
Hi, it's good to be here. It was definitely safer than where I was before.
I would imagine, seeing that you just left the chaos of the battlefield.
Definitely. I can only say that it was the most desperate and daring attempt, and it was performed with as much gallantry and spirit as was ever shown by any troops in any age.
Wow, sounds really scary. How close were you?
We landed close near Charleston and formed with the 47th Regiment close under the natural defenses of the redoubt to drive the enemy from. But when we closed upon them, we were checked by the severe fire of the enemy. However, we didn't retreat an inch.
That sounds terrifying. I couldn't imagine.
Certainly. We were in confusion after breaking formation several times. I did all I could to form the 2 companies on our right, losing many close by me, and had we stopped there much longer, the enemy would have picked us all off. Thankfully, we were able to reform ranks.
Holy bloodiest of Mary, how?
Well, I begged Colonel Nesbitt of the 47th to form on our left, and I ran from right to left and stopped our men from firing. After leaping ditches to climb the parapet, it just happened. Our strategy ended up being to advance with our bayonets to close off the enemy as they ran out of ammunition.
I really don't know if I would have the bravery or stamina to pull that off. Can you describe what you were thinking at the time?
All I can think about is the ridiculous amount of dead bodies. Hundreds of my fellow redcoats fell on that hill today.
With every element considered, do you think that this war will be as easy to win as the Crown had hoped?
Definitely not. After this battle, many of our generals have started to accept that the colonists are a threat, and that they need to plan smartly and efficiently in order to keep the land that rightly belongs to the Crown. Walking to this battle, we were overconfident and careless in our strategies. Even though we have won, a lot of good men died today. Next time, we will not be so careless.
I'm thankful to you and your fellow Marines. God bless you, defenders of our nations, and may we end those rebellious rascals. Back to the studio for the next part of the show, Royal Gossip.
Well, we are back, folks. Even the loyalists think that they can stop us. The Battle of Bunker Hill, as it is being called, even though it was really on Breed's Hill, is now over. Unfortunately, it was not a victory for us, but definitely a close loss, which will make Parliament think twice about messing with us. For more information of these events, please welcome our guest, Colonel William Prescott, and our interviewer, Eliza, who is our expert on this battle.
Hello, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
So, we would like to broadcast your version of what happened at the Battle of Bunker Hill so that all our fellow Americans can know what happened.
Of course. I'll start with June 16th, on the night before the battle. I had a small force of 1,500 militiamen, and we had gotten orders from General Artemis Ward to go and build fortifications against the British on Bunker Hill. I mistakenly took my men to Breed's Hill, but the hill that is closer to the British position in Boston.
Were you done fortifying the hill before the British came?
Well, it wasn't all done. But I can tell you that I made these men work. We were ready enough. The only problem we had was a deficient amount of ammunition. British troops made their way from their boats and came charging up the hill 3 times. 3 times. I ordered my men not to fire until the British were within 50 yards. We made them retreat 2 times, but the 3rd, my poor men, had to resort to throwing rocks because there was no more ammunition. Finally, we just had to retreat.
I take it that there were many casualties on both sides.
Indeed, indeed. It was certainly a bloody battle. All the redcoats were running their bayonets through my men. There were a lot of women right now grieving for their husbands, but we have no choice. It is time, my fellow Americans, to take a stand and relieve ourselves from the repressive hold the British have on us. This battle shows the British that we are not just going to back down in the face of their army. They're going to have to fight if they want us back. This battle was important, my friends, for now we Americans can say we are truly fighting for our freedom.
And besides, rebellion is totally in right now.
I think that was a very good interview, Colonel.
You Doodles! How dare you take over our show?
Security! Security!
Lisa, we don't have security.
Oh, right.
I am so not opposed to taking those little small colonial
Whoa,
tobacco pipes.
whoa. What she means is, good night, viewers of Live on the Field. Next time we'll be sure to get rid of these liberty for users and dump them in the Boston Harbor where they belong.
Independence for all! Liberty!
That was terrible.